The Twilight Zone wasn't fiction. It was a warning. You unlock this door with the key of imagination. But what if that key wasn't just opening a door to fiction? What if it was unlocking a truth we were never supposed to see? This is the Twilight Zone. And maybe it was never just a TV show. Maybe it was something more. A tool, a message, a form of disclosure hidden in plain sight. Back in the late 1950s, Rod Serling created The Twilight Zone, a groundbreaking anthology that explored the strange, the eerie, the unknown. But if you look closer, you'll see something deeper. This wasn't just entertainment, it was a spiritual mirror. Episode after episode explored themes straight out of metaphysics, ancient scripture, and esoteric philosophy. Life after death, near-death experiences, psychic powers and telepathy, aliens, time travel, ghosts, higher beings, some angelic, some not. These weren't one-off ideas. They were recurring, intentional. And the question is, why? We often think of TV shows as random creative expressions, but media isn't neutral. It never has been. In the 1950s and 60s, the exact era of the Twilight Zone, the US government was already exploring mind control, psychological warfare, and media manipulation. Projects like MK Ultra were declassified decades later, but their existence was real. Operation Mockingbird revealed that intelligence agencies placed agents inside newsrooms and production studios to influence public opinion. So here's the uncomfortable truth. The government has worked hand in hand with Hollywood to shape what we believe, to control what we question, to decide which truths are safe to show, and which must be hidden behind fiction. If something is presented as fiction, we relax. We let our guard down. We tell ourselves, it's just a show. But what if that's the trick? What if the Twilight Zone was a way to introduce ideas the public wasn't ready to accept? What if it was predictive programming, where real spiritual or extraterrestrial phenomena were shown in exaggerated or distorted ways, so the public would laugh them off? Because here's the paradox. Fiction is the perfect place to hide the truth. Let's look at the deeper layers. Many episodes of The Twilight Zone echoed teachings found in mystical systems. In Kabbalah, we hear of multiple dimensions of reality. The Twilight Zone explored that, worlds beyond time, realms between life and death. In Eastern mysticism, we hear of the third eye, of astral projection, of divine beings guiding or testing humanity. These are not unlike the invisible watchers and otherworldly beings featured in the show. In Christian mysticism, angels intervene in human life. In the show, higher powers often showed up disguised as strangers, or even as janitors. These aren't just tropes, they're archetypes, symbols rooted in something ancient, something real. The show played with these truths, twisted them, dramatized them. But the raw material, the source, is unmistakable. So, what was the true purpose? Was the Twilight Zone a quiet form of disclosure, meant to open minds gently? Or was it a strategic distraction to plant spiritual truths in a fictional context so we'd never believe them when they show up in real life? Think about it. Aliens were fiction until the government admitted UFOs are real. Psychic spies were fantasy until we learned about Project Stargate. Consciousness, time travel, astral realms, once mocked, now studied by quantum physicists and military thinkers. Maybe the Twilight Zone was trying to prepare us. Or maybe it was trying to suppress us by making us believe that truth is always just a story. We are still living in the Twilight Zone, a space between belief and disbelief, between fact and fiction, between what we're told is real and what we feel in our soul to be true. The question is no longer, is this real? The question is, who decided it wasn't? So maybe the real Twilight Zone wasn't on screen. Maybe it was always around us. Maybe it's the very world we live in. A world of illusion, misdirection, and truth hidden in plain sight. The only way out is to start seeing differently.